Jack, is work okay?
Yeah.
Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit is directed by Kenneth Branagh, and it stars Chris Pine, Kevin Costner, Kenneth Branagh, and Keira Knightley pretending to be American. The character Jack Ryan is adapted from the Tom Clancy novels, but surprisingly, the script isn't. This is an original script. This is the 5th installment into the Jack Ryan series, and it is a reboot. Chris Pine is the 4th man to play Jack Ryan, following Alec Baldwin, Harrison Ford, and Ben Affleck. But we just call him Batman now. So here's the plot. Jack Ryan is a 2nd lieutenant in the US Marine Corps and is serving in Afghanistan, but he gets critically injured, and during rehab, he attracts the attention of CIA agent Thomas Harper, played extremely well by Kevin Costner. He notices his ability to do complex patterns very well, so he recruits him and sends him back to college so he can get his PhD in economics and work on Wall Street. We jump 10 years later into the film, and he's working as an analyst on Wall Street, and starts to notice suspicious terrorist activity going on with the Russians. Harper decides since with all his skills, he needs to be activated. He goes to Moscow to see what's going on, and now we have our movie. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, that Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit is one of the best movies to come out of January, and that's saying a lot with all the crap that comes out of January. Oh god. It had a long, excellent intro, and it got you really sucked into it, like you were just wanting to know what was gonna happen next. And it's chock full of intense, thrilling action scenes, it's tactical, suspenseful, and surprisingly, has a slick sense of humor. It reminds me a lot of those really great 90s action films, like The Fugitive and Air Force One. The villain in this film actually reminds me a lot from the villain from Air Force One played by Gary Oldman. Maybe it's because of their Russian accent. Oh yeah, Kenneth Branagh plays the villain in this film, and that's no easy task for a guy both to star and direct. He actually did a very good job with that. The villain was very intimidating, I thought, just how he stared at people and talked. And even though the Russian accent was a little cliched, he owned it, man. He owned it. But I'm not giving enough credit to the other actors as well, and I have to say, they were all really into their roles. Chris Pine is excellent as Jack Ryan. If they make more films and make it into a franchise, I'd love to see him more as it. Kevin Costner, though, I believe he was the standout. He had most of the good jokes and the witty humor to himself, and wow, he has been making a comeback, hasn't he? First Man of Steel, now this. I can't wait for 3 Days to Kill. And then we have Keira Knightley pretending to have an American accent. It's to be honest, I didn't even know if it was her. She's really changed over the years. She doesn't even look like herself anymore. But I kind of bought the American accent. It's just weird because I'm so used to seeing Elizabeth Swann in Pirates of the Caribbean. To be honest, there really isn't that much for me to complain about this film, or even critique. I mean, I guess the only thing I could really poke at is the complicated, complex plot. Yeah, there was a lot of GOP politics stuff going on with this, and unless you're into that stuff or taking economics or something, the average moviegoer isn't really going to understand it that well. But other than that, there's nothing really bad I can say about this film. It's a solid thriller, and it's definitely worth your money, and it's definitely worth several watches. I'm probably going to go rent it again. I'm going to give Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit an A, and it rightfully deserves that. Go see it, it's definitely worth it. So, what's your favorite Jack Ryan film? I haven't seen any of the other ones, but I'm kind of interested in seeing them now after this. Tell me what's your favorite, and I'll go give it a watch. Well guys, as always, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe, and until next time, I'll see you at the movies.
You think this is game, Jack?
We will win this for Mother Russia!